Hello, everyone. I am here for this week's soul-centered spiritual chit-chat and guided meditation session. I am so excited to be here yet again. Thank you so much for joining me. For everyone who's catching the replay, please let me know that you're watching, where you're watching from, and let me know how you enjoy the session, if the words resonate with you, if these meditation practices hit home and do anything for you. Please let me know. And if you do find value from this, please invite your friends and share it with them too. My name, for those of you who haven't joined before, is Holly, also known as Holistic Holly. My business is Holly's Holistic Healing, and I am a modern day mystic, a holistic health practitioner, spiritual medium and spiritual teacher, as well as mentor and many other different things, many other different hats. And it is my pleasure and my privilege and my path in life to share as much spiritual wisdom, healing, healing tips, guidance and advice, and to help people on their spiritual awakening and development paths with the wisdom that I've learned from all of the modalities that I've studied, the spiritual practices that I've learned from all over the world. And it is an absolute joy and a pleasure to be here. I can see people are jumping on already. Thank you so much for joining me, everyone. It's lovely as always to connect with my beautiful soul family, soul tribe here on these weekly gatherings. I can see Janina's here. I can't see who else is here. Bernie's here. Hello, Bernie. We've just jumped on ourselves. Literally, the clock is on 1 minute 49. So you've jumped on right at the beginning. It's so lovely to have you here. Thank you so much. Please invite your friends. Please share with anyone who you think would enjoy this practice. Tag them in the comments, share it via direct message. Do whatever you think will benefit those around you. So hello Sarah, I can see that you've jumped on as well. Great evening to everybody. So there's some things that I wanted to talk about today with you guys. Thank you for the hearts. I've been having some realizations. There's a lot of things being brought to my awareness that I'm not always sharing with everyone. A lot of messages from my spirit team, my spirit guides, and those I'm connecting with. And I connected with two of my very dear soul family members today. They kind of gave me the kick up the bum I needed, really, to keep sharing what it is that's coming through. So there is something that I wanted to talk about with you all this evening before we jump in to do meditation today. Hello. So I don't even know where to begin. So let me slow down, take a deep breath. Let me know how you're all doing, how you're negotiating these energies of this time. It is a strange one. It's unprecedented. For those of you who have watched my energy forecast for the month of August, I directly quoted Star Trek in that reading. And said that we are at the edge of a new frontier. We are boldly going where no man has gone before. Quite literally, we are in a whole new world. A whole new book is beginning here, and same laws do not apply as they have in the past. And so we're all walking out on this unknown territory, not really knowing. There's no set of rules, there's no way to kind of compare it to any other time in history to help us know how to negotiate what we're going through right now. And I think the only thing that truly is going to help us through this is our soul connection. It is our connection to our own intuition, our own divine self, higher self, our own divinity, our own inner compass. And I think that's why a lot of us who are particularly sensitive to energies, you know, the empaths, the light workers, you know, the spiritual seekers, those who are experiencing this massive awakening, you know, that's happening, you know, in more ways than one. Can I just say, you know, it's happening on like a mental level where we're learning loads of new information, literally darkness to light. You know, those of you who know. And we're also going through this massive shift in our spiritual awareness, our psychic awareness. And, you know, that is coming loaded with, again, lots of unknown territory for a lot of us. It is a very bumpy ride. It is, you know, it's not even like a roller coaster because there's no tracks here. We're just like bobbing along in the wind, like, you know, bobbing along on the water. Water's probably a better analogy, actually, because water, you know, is often very symbolic of our emotions. And I think that's probably exactly how we're all feeling at the moment, being just battered around by different emotions, different sensations that we are experiencing, whether they're conjuring up from our own stuff that's being triggered by what we are discovering, whether it's literally just the final purge of things coming to the surface for us to release and let go on our own journeys of healing and self-mastery. So we have got this clean blank slate to work on as we do move forward, forging this new world, this new pathway, you know, as we you know, move forward, kind of clearing the path for others to follow us. Because, you know, guaranteed, if you're being drawn here, you know, you're not falling for the, I'm trying to think of a word here for what's going on, the deception. That's probably a good word. It's not that loaded. So, you know, you're here because you're already on that spiritual path. You're already being led by your soul. You're already being guided towards the light, and again, to blaze this trail, to cut this new trail for those generations that are coming behind us to follow as we try and shape this new world for the better, with, you know, for the collective, for unity, for humanity, for the Earth Mother, for the Divine Mother, you know, for our souls. And that's something that's so important. So important that we recognize that now, because like I said, that's going to be our GPS. That is going to be our guidance, our inner knowing. So yes, facade is a good word, Amanda, thank you. Just having a flick back through the comments to see if I missed anything. Hello Claire, hello Tanya, lovely to have you on here, thank you for the hearts. Hello Sue, hello Joe, and Amanda, lovely to have you on here, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. So so I hope that you're all with me and you can really tangibly feel this breakaway. As humanity, I feel does divide, and it does split into those that are willing to take that leap of faith and trust their soul, trust the spirit and the divine that's calling us, and those who are not accepting that, those that are staying in fear and living in fear, and that are just going to go and be guided and, you know, do as they're told, follow the instructions that the government dish out, you know, and jump through the hoops and do whatever. But there is, you know, there's this big divide happening now. And I think if you're drawn here, if you're drawn to me, if you're drawn to what I'm talking about, you know, your soul is telling you that that's not right and it doesn't feel right. Your intuition is telling you to seek more. And that's what I aim to do, and I strive to do, is help people to have confidence in their faith and their divinity, and, you know, trust the answers they're getting to their prayers and in their meditations and what have you. So again, let me know if this is resonating or not. Big yes from Janine. Thank you, darling. Thank you so much. So let me have a drink of water. So it's time for us to start speaking our truth. Okay, clink. It's time for us to start speaking our truth, being ourself, be unashamedly who we were born to be, who we chose to incarnate to be. Now, as I was lying in bed last night, this expression, this quote was ricocheting round my mind, and it's one of my favourites of all time, and that is the human race is a species with amnesia. And I don't know who originally coined that phrase. Graham Hancock, one of the most incredible historians, authors, lecturers and teachers. He's very worth checking out. His name again is Graham Hancock. He actually did a TED talk that was banned. Him and another gentleman whose TED talk I also highly recommend. I can't remember his name off the top of my head. They both spoke at the same conference, TED conference, and both of their videos were taken down because they received complaints, and within a week they were reinstated and back up on the website. But it had already it had rippled through YouTube, through everywhere, that these talks were banned by TED. They were deleted by TED. And Graham Hancock's talk was about the war on consciousness, and he was talking about how there is a conspiracy to stop us from realizing our potential, experimenting and exploring with consciousness, and how we are all connected to the divine and how we are all connected to one another. I definitely recommend checking it out. Again, Graham Hancock, The War on Consciousness. It is on YouTube and it is phenomenal. It's really, really good because it talks about why the powers that be don't want us to realize our power. They don't want us to realize our gifts or the truth of who we really are, that we are spiritual, psychic, creators of our reality. Because once we realize that, once we realize our power, we are not going to be subservient, and we're not going to acquiesce to this crazy infringement on our liberties and our sovereignty, right? So this is not where I intended to go with this, by the way, but bear with me. So the fact that we are a species with amnesia, it goes like I said, on a number of ways. We forget who we are when we choose to incarnate. It's funny, we were talking about this briefly earlier, Janine and Michelle and I. When we choose to incarnate on this earth, we come here with a purpose. We choose that purpose. We choose the obstacles we're going to face. We choose the lessons we need to learn, and in that the obstacles, the boundaries, the difficulties that we're going to come across. Okay, we choose what families we're going to be born into, what part of the world we're going to be born into, and all of that kind of stuff. But when we are born, we forget. We forget that we are spiritual beings incarnating temporarily in a physical form, and we are very much deceived by our senses. We are very much deceived and programmed by our surroundings. And so we forget that we are, magical manifestors and creators, and, we forget that we are connected. We forget that we are all part of the divine. We are all part of God. We are all part of the goddess. We forget that we are both masculine and feminine in our energies. We forget that, that we are this electromagnetic field of energy that is receptive and impactful, shall we say, on those around us. And it's a really important thing that we begin to remember this, because when we remember the truth of who we are, we begin to have this incredible, powerful gift to influence the world around us, to influence the collective. And when we realize that by healing ourselves, by working on ourselves, by working through our own blocks, challenges, limiting beliefs, negative self-talk, programming from our upbringing and from our surroundings, when we realize and work through that and raise our own vibration by clearing these blocks and clearing through this stuff, we have a very, very profound impact on the vibrations of those around us and the collective as a whole. So if you feel helpless in all that's going on in the world and all this darkness coming to light, know that just by working on your own emotions, clearing what is being brought up for you, you are having a bigger impact than you realize. By focusing on hope, by focusing on love and unity, by focusing on creating the world that you want to see, you have a hand in creating that, and it ripples out across the whole of the collective consciousness. Okay, so this is why meditating is so important. This is why healing ourselves is so important. This is why working on things as they come up for us is so important. And kindness to yourself, compassion for yourself, forgiveness for yourself is everything. Because if you were walking around drinking your own poison, thinking hateful thoughts, self-sabotaging yourself, that is the energy that you're emanating. That is the energy that you're putting out to the world. So whatever is coming up for you now, and with all the child abuse stuff, with all of this stuff that's coming out, a lot of our own wounds around abuse are coming to the surface, whether they're this life, whether they're past life, whether they're ancestral, because all of this is connected. Okay, and it's our job. We came here now to clear and release that. Okay. Now, I don't know if any of you saw the posts. I shared it in my Instagram stories, and I shared it in my Centered, Aligned and Connected Facebook group earlier. The crystal, when I was meditating this morning, is it aragonite or argonite? I can't ever remember. Aragonite, I think it's called. It always makes me think of Aragorn, right, from Lord of the Rings. It's a beautiful, beautiful kind of square-shaped cluster. It's a very, very strange-shaped crystal. But that kept coming to my mind in meditation this morning. And so as you do when you look into these things, they're perfect for what we need. And this crystal, it really helps to dissipate old trauma, to heal old wounds that we are perhaps carrying around and harboring around with us. But it also helps us to connect with the Divine Mother. It helps us connect with Mother Earth and send healing to Mother Earth as well, because we are connected to the Mother Earth. She is our mother, and we are a manifestation of hers. Okay, like there's a really great comment by one of my favorite mystics, my favorite philosophers, and Alan Watts, for those of you who know him, and he said, like an apple tree, apples, planets, people. Okay, so when because planets themselves are a spiritual life form, they are an entity in their own right, like the light that burns inside of Gaia, of Mother Earth. She is a spiritual being in her own light, and she manifests her consciousness through people, through these sentient beings that grow on her. So, and that's the same with other planets too. When they evolve to a certain point, life forms begin to grow on those planets. Okay, and more of this is going to become apparent as we unfold, as we go forward into this year. Disclosure is happening more and more about interdimensional beings, extraterrestrial beings in the universe. Okay, and you just have to start looking into ancient cultures, ancient civilizations, to know that there has always been a connection between us and the star people. That always has. For those of you who've been on a spiritual journey for a while, knows you become aware of these connections of the Pleiadians, the Lemurians, and all the other kind of starseed races. that are channeling their energies here to help shift us into this new age, and this new age of peace and unity, helping us to remember our skills. Because going back, I know I've gone on tangents, guys, but I know I don't need to apologize. I know that you know this. But, going back to that, we are a species with amnesia. We've forgotten our roots. We've forgotten our origins. We've forgotten that we have been connected to extraterrestrial beings from the very beginning of humanity on this planet. Every indigenous culture, all of their origin stories go back to extraterrestrial beings, to star beings coming to this planet. Don't take my word for it. Go and look it up. But if you've studied ancient civilizations and ancient cultures from around the world in a way that I have, again, Graham Hancock is a great guy to kind of look into this with. They all point to the heavens, they all point to the stars, they all talk about beings coming from the stars. There's hieroglyphics of this, there's cave paintings of this. The Aboriginals whose stories are passed down orally from generation to generation. All of their stories, from Native America to Aborigines in Australia, their origin stories are all the same, and they all speak of these star beings coming down, okay, and teaching about civilization. It goes back so far. Even people and races that we talk about in the Bible. You go back to the Tower of Babel, and you go back to gosh, I could talk about this so much, but if you go back to the Essenes, right, and the Essenes and the Cathar, but the Essenes were people who were all about ascension, right? If you're into ascension, learning about all of that, go and check out the Essenes. There's a really great series on Gaia about it. But they notoriously lived side by side on this earth with interdimensional extraterrestrial beings, and then as we know, egos got involved. People felt threatened by that. People that were trying to manipulate the human race realized, well, if we know there's interdimensional beings, extraterrestrial beings, we're not going to bend the knee, as it were, and acknowledge power and dictatorship by just a normal person. So they started burning the books, they started ransacking the temples and murdering en masse these Gnostics, these enlightened beings all around the planet. And that's another reason why we have amnesia, is because so much is hidden from us. So much is hidden from us about our past. If you look back to ancient Egypt, we were I say we were a people, I think I was there at some point in a past life, but we were a people who worshipped the feminine. It was the women who were more dominant in society, and that again caused people to feel threatened. And so back in ancient Egypt, and we're talking 10,000 years ago or more, there were groups of priests who felt so threatened by this that the way to heaven and the way to spirituality was through a woman, which it's still practiced by a lot of people today, through the divine feminine, which isn't all of they felt threatened by that. So they began to change the story and said, no, the only way to God, the only way to heaven is through the priests, because it's only us priests who can hear the voice of God. And that's when that deception came in, and and that's where really the suppression of the divine feminine began, was through this kind of patriarchal kind of ego of being threatened by that dominance of the divine feminine in society. Now, so where I think we're going with this, Kaipacha from New Paradigm Astrology, one of my favourite astrologers. You guys who have been following me for a while know I love Kaipacha. And he said, the way, and I feel this is true as well, like it really resonates with me, and I can see this coming into balance. It's like we're not so we've gone from from matriarchy being the dominant to full flip to patriarchy being the dominant. And I think what we're really heading to now in this golden age, in this new earth that has been prophesized and written about and visioned about, you know, even I've shared videos about my vision and what I see, what I prophesize the future is going to be and what we need to do to get there. It's this co-creation archy, right, where it's harmony, it's balance between the masculine and the feminine, and that's what we have to strive for. That's what I'm striving for, to find balance within myself. You know, that's what, when I do these meditations, I try and help people to see that masculine and the feminine does need to be in balance, and not having this this friction, this battle between the two. And that's something that those that are trying to divide and conquer us is trying to keep us, you know, feminists against masculinity, and, you know, like all of this. We need to have it in balance, okay? Enough of the toxic masculine, enough of the traumatized feminine. We need to heal, to draw a line, and to come together in harmony and partnership, and we need to do that within each of ourselves as well. So I hope that makes sense. I know I've gone off on some tangent, and I've missed I've missed some comments, so let's have a little look. But speaking our truth is going to help us get there. Absolutely. Right, I'm seeing... okay, Janine says, listen to your soul. It has all the answers you need. It absolutely does. Right, Sarah says, I'm confused. Sorry, my mind is boggling. What about Sarah? Stick any questions in. Ask me your questions, guys. Bernie says, old emotions coming up, but light soul stuff getting stronger. Absolutely. Even for myself, it's getting stronger and stronger by the day. I'm getting messages, not to worry, but trust in the divine and guides. Yeah, absolutely. Perfectly. Renee Tanya says yes. Amazing. Sebastian says hi Seb. Hello, beautiful boy. Okay. Amanda shared a link for something. I'm not sure what that's for. Amanda says that's lovely to hear. Thank you. Yes. Thank you, Claire. If you're still watching the replay, yes, cool. Right, Vicky. Hello, Vicky. Nice to have you here, my lovely. Denise says, amen, sister. Okay, Sarah says, I need that. I will get one. I've done a lot of sound baths this week. It's even helped my migraines. Yes, sound. Oh my God, sound healing. Sound healing is the future. It is the past. It is the present. It is the future. Light and sound healing is where it's at. It's where it's going. That's pure vibrational energy realigning. You know, when we are in disharmony in the body, in the mind, it's because something is out of harmony, and sound and light vibration will get us back into harmony faster than any other healing modality. So yeah, watch this space on that one. Okay, love and light, Sarah. Love and light, darling. Okay, so I just feel like I needed to get that out, guys, and I needed to get some of that information out. Like, it's been playing on my mind, to be honest with you, and so I just feel I needed to share it, and I felt that this was kind of like the outlet for that. As I said, you know, and it's funny actually, yeah, Janine pulled a card for me just before I came on, and that really resonates with this as well. And that, you know, there's a difference between you know, knowledge and wisdom, and you know, I have all of this knowledge inside of me, and you know, I don't always know what to get out and when to share it, but when I feel a push or get an idea, I need to act on it and I need to share it. And so this is something that I really feel that I needed to talk about tonight, is you know, the whole concept of us being, you know, a species with amnesia, and the different aspects of that. And again, you know, that you could talk for hours on that very subject. You really could, because you know, there are so many aspects to it. You know, we've talked about the extraterrestrial and interdimensional aspects of it. We've talked about the fact that we, you know, we come here with soul contracts. We've lived many lives, you know, and, you know, we come here with, you know, missions to fulfill, but we don't remember those when we're born and when we come into the physical world. You know, we forget what this is. We forget that this is an illusion. It's Maya. It's not real. It's you know, some people like to call it a simulator. Bill Hicks used to famously say it's just a ride. You know, people, you know, they're calling it the Matrix, which it is. You know, some people, you know, even like Elon Musk, you know, oh, what's that guy that used to do the Cosmos series? I can't remember what his name is now, but even they have said, look, like, we can't disprove that this world is a simulation. Like, it cannot be disproved. So people are starting to realize now that it is very much like a computer simulation. So, you know, we obviously came into this with a purpose, and it's like our memory's been cleared for us to learn those lessons. But if you start listening, if you start overcoming those obstacles and tuning into your own wisdom, which is what I was talking about at the beginning of this video, you can really connect with your soul and begin to remember. And when you start to follow this path, things become unlocked, memories become unlocked. There's a group of us, that a group, my little soul fam, my little group of friends, that we, as soon as we kind of connected with each other, we all started having like past life flashbacks of being in each other's lives in previous lives. So you begin to have these memories of past lives when you're connecting with the right people and when you are on the right path, to bring all the information together that you need to help you with where you are now and what you're doing now, to help you fulfill your soul contract and your soul purpose, because that is why we're here. And I'm telling you, we're not here to acquiesce to people trying to take our freedoms away and to dominate and control us. We're not here to brainlessly watch TV and consume. We're not here to live in fear. Okay, we are here to remember the truth of who we are and how we are connected to each other. And so, yeah, I don't know how many times I can rephrase that, but I'm so glad that you're here. I'm so glad that this is resonating with you. Let me see. Okay, Amanda says, where is the best place to check out sound healing? YouTube. Yeah, there's loads of great ones on YouTube. Really, I mean, if you get the chance, I mean, I don't know with how things are with, you know, things opening back up again. Going to a sound bath is one of the best things you can do. Going for a one-to-one sound healing session. I know a few people locally. Amanda, if you wanted me to recommend any, Alex Jackson lives in the Bridgend area. Caroline Coles lives in Cardiff or Barry, I believe. There's Garby as well. There's quite a few people I know locally. If you're interested in having something done locally, depends on where you live. I'm not sure where you live, Amanda. But yeah, there's some really great, they call them solfeggio frequencies. If you listen to those through headphones, they do have an impact in some ways. But what you really need to do is get immersed in the sound. And that's why sound baths are good. That's why one-to-one sessions are good. I mean, Alex Jackson even puts the bowls on you. Like, that man is a wizard. Like, it is literally out of this world. So that's something that's really incredible, that's really, really valuable. But sound chambers, there are sound chambers that that's what you really want to get into. I'm not sure how many of them there are in the UK. If you want more info on those, I can send you some information. They in ancient Egypt, they used to have sound chambers where, you know, the whole thing would resonate and reset your frequency. But yeah, singing bowls, sound bowls, drumming as well has a really kind of hypnagogic effect. Like, it really it changes your brain waves the same way that binaural beats does, the music binaural beats does. But yeah, sorry, I'm going kind of off on one a little bit, but YouTube is great. Insight Timer has a lot of binaural beats on there. It depends what you wanted it for, really, what your you know, what your intention was. But yeah, definitely look into that subject, because it's fascinating, and I'm telling you now, it's the future. It's the future. Lee, hello beautiful Lee, how are you, my darling? Oh my god, you need to go and check this out from the beginning after we finish. You're gonna love it. I've been on one. Yeah, Jules, Heaven, Karen Coles, Maylan Moritz on YouTube, amazing, great suggestions, thank you. Tanya says Carolyn has them in Barry. Yeah, and Carolyn is like amazing. Yeah, he would probably be up for that, Lee. Give him a message. And you're welcome, Amanda. Hello, Shannon. Hello, my lovely. I hope you're well. It's so good to have you on here. It's all right, you can go and catch the beginning, Lee, my love. You can watch this again after. There was just some stuff I really needed to discuss and to get out and to plant some seeds for people to, you know, to go and explore. So yeah. Yeah. By the way, if anyone has any questions or anything about what I have spoken about, or you know, any further lines of inquiry, please stick it in the comments below. Come over to my other Facebook group, Centered Lines and Connected. Stick a post in there, and we can get communication started on all these questions, because I think they're things that people really need to start exploring now. Yeah, because you know, the health system, the Western medicine, yes, it has advantages in many ways, like, you know, thank the goddess, thank God for Western medicine, because I know for a fact that there are members of my family that wouldn't be here with us now in this plane of existence without Western medicine. But I also know how toxic and damaging, and how it really isn't helping people's health. And so we really need for people to get back in touch with themselves, to, again, going back to that species with amnesia thing, reconnecting with who we are. We are of nature, we are of this earth, we need to connect with that. Nature can heal us, okay? So we need to remember that. Thank you for the hearts. So, you know, we really need to remember that. By remembering that and honouring that, we can truly heal ourselves. And as we are, you know, vibrational beings, you know, vibrations can heal all that ails us, because, as I said, you know, any illness, any symptom is a manifestation of a disturbance, of a disharmony, of dis-ease in our, you know, vibrational bodies, our energetic bodies. So through vibration we can reharmonize these things. And you know, vibrational medicine, you know, it exists in many different forms, whether you're looking at, you know, whether you're looking at homeopathic remedies, you know, tinctures, flower remedies, whether you're looking at, you know, sound baths or light healing or Reiki or, you know, reflexology in many ways, aromatherapy, you know, all of this stuff is vibrational. Okay, all of it. And so, you know, it is profound. It is profound. And when, you know, tapping, for example, you know, EFT, that's vibrational, and that is powerful. And, you know, when you, I'm not saying like one thing is a cure-all for everything, but if you're using these in harmony with one another, you know, complementary medicine, right? Complementary therapies. When you're using these together, oh boy, things can be transformed. So I think, you know, that is the way we're going in the future, because, you know, the pharmaceutical companies that have this really irrational power over the medical system, over general consensus, general opinion, you know, somehow we've got to this point. It hasn't got our best interests at heart, and it's you know, it's not good for humanity. It's moving us further away from you know, the earth, from Mother Earth, and from our truth of who we really are. So we need to remember, we need to come back. Okay. Right, Shannon says, I feel like my head is spinning and need to get grounded with you. I definitely am almost ready for doing our Insta discussion to talk about oils for recovery from all this chaos, mentally, physically, and especially spiritually. Yeah, absolutely. Whenever you're ready, Shannon, let's do it. Let's get together and do a live about essential oils and aromatherapy, because they are magic things. Again, an energetic frequency, an energetic form of treatment. Hello, Nicole. Nicola says, I've just done a detox and loads of Reiki has helped my energy. Lots of apple cider vinegar. Yeah, absolutely. That's wonderful. Lots of people detoxing, lots of people doing a lot of Reiki at the moment. We're all being kind of drawn to do that, aren't we? Raise our vibrations, and it can be a bumpy ride. It can be a bumpy ride. Detoxing and Reiki and energy healing, it's not a pretty picture. Healing is not a pretty picture. And you see all these memes going around about, what people think healing looks like, and there's all like this grace and serene, someone meditating under a tree or whatever, and there's like what it actually looks like, and it's like a flipping horror show, like mascara everywhere, like it is literally, it's a terrifying, difficult experience for many of us, because to use an expression that I used earlier, we have to sit in the room with our own demons and face them head on. We've got to let our past trauma and our past pain and our past just toxic stuff, right, to use the detox expression, we need to detox from all our emotional baggage. And so we need to sit with it, we need to face it, we need to be in the room with it, and we need to acknowledge it in order for it to go. And that can be a very, very messy experience, but once it's done, you will experience clarity, spirituality in ways that you didn't even know were possible, and it will really pole vault you into the space that you're meant to be, remembering the truth of who you are, releasing everything that clogged up and muddied up and kept you from being your true, pure spiritual essence, right? It's detaching ego, it's detaching expectations, it's detaching, the pain, the trauma, the guilt, all of that stuff. So we can be the true expression of who we came here to be. And that's bold and it's profound, but it's not an easy job by any means, okay? Nicholas says, absolutely, my head is hurting more than ever. Yeah, absolutely. And that's a symptom that's going around. It's one of the ascension symptoms as we raise our vibration and move to that higher band of frequency. Headaches is a big part of that. Jane says, hello Jane, lovely to hear you speak this evening, my lovely. Shall catch the rest on the replay, my eyes are dropping. It's all right, love, it's getting late, I know, and I'm talking a lot more than I expected to, but yeah, lovely to have you on, Jane darling. Nicola says, thank goodness for Epsom salts and frankincense. Oh my gosh, so much gratitude and love for Epsom salts and frankincense. Amanda says, I'm using apple cider vinegar and being drawn towards plant-based eating. That'll raise your frequency fast, Amanda. That'll really raise your frequency fast. Apple cider vinegar is great stuff. I use that too. It's so liberating. That's so true. Definitely freedom. Yeah, absolutely. Journey is the word. Journey is the word. Journey is the word, but the journey is what teaches us our strength, our courage, our power. So we need the journey, we need the difficult times, we need to be grateful. This is something I was talking about with a friend this week, actually, is having gratitude for the painful bits, being grateful for the people, being grateful for the people who have mistreated us and have treated us the worst, because they showed us our light. If it wasn't for that trauma, that abuse, that difficult situation, if it wasn't for the obstacles, the tsunamis, you know, the gut-wrenching things that have happened in our life that we've had to overcome, you know, we wouldn't be as strong and wise and able to help others the way that we've been helped, and we wouldn't have such profound awareness of the things that we do if we didn't experience that. Yeah, absolutely. Frankincense is amazing. One of the most high vibrational oils. One of my favorite books of all time, The Fragrant Heavens by Valerie Ann Worwood, and that talks about the spiritual dimension of fragrance and aromatherapy. And frankincense essential oil, it is literally like opening a portal to the divine, like straight through the crown chakra. It's amazing. Tonight actually I've got jasmine, which does a very, very similar thing. It's like a calling oil. It calls the angels into you. It calls those higher dimensional beings, those higher vibrational frequencies to draw close to us, and it helps elevate our vibrational frequency just by being in our aura and our energy field. So we are better able to perceive them and communicate with them, because you know where we are on this dense, like if you imagine, you know, well, you don't have to imagine this, but if you think of like bandwidths, right, of vibration, you know, say we're here on quite a low frequency, imagine it like a radio picking up radio waves. You know, if we're in a certain bandwidth, we can't you know, hear these, communicate with these up here, and because they're so much higher than us. Whereas if they, you know, if they lower theirs and we raise ours, we are better able to communicate with each other. So when you feel spirit drawing close to you, when you feel angels drawing close to you, or you know, deities, whoever you're working with, archangels, you can feel them drawing close to you because they are lowering their vibrational frequency to come into a spectrum that we can perceive. And so working with meditation, you know, changing to a plant-based diet, you know, detoxing, you know, doing meditation practices, working with sound healing, all of these things, you know, releasing your baggage, healing your trauma, clearing your chakras, all of that, you know, you're raising your vibrational frequency. So then, you know, we are more similar in our channels, and so we are better able to communicate with each other. Does that make sense? That's the best way I can think of describing it, really. So you know, so when we open up to spirit and meditate, we're raising our frequency, so we can communicate with those spirits that draw close much more clearly. And that's why being in nature is so profound at helping us on our journey as well, because that helps us to eradicate all of the low vibrational frequencies, and it helps raise our frequency because we're connecting in with the frequency of the earth. Tree Harvest, a small company based in Devon, have lovely tree essences, great for connecting to the earth and beyond. Yeah, absolutely. Tree Harvest, that's a really great recommendation. Thank you, Bernie. Yeah, different trees have different vibrations, they have different connections with different deities as well, and different planets. So yeah, working with different trees, tree magic, is a big thing, something I'm exploring more and more as I go deeper into, you know, learning about druidry and the ancient spiritual practices of the Celts, you know, my ancestors. So yeah, that's an exciting thing to explore. So, perfect segue. Thank you, Bernie, for the segue. Talking about trees, let's begin our meditation for today by imagining that we are a tree, sending our roots deep down into the earth and our branches up to the heavens. Okay, so that's going to be the focus of our meditation today. Normally I do 3 practices, but today I think we're just going to do one. We're going to do one. Oh, yeah. And we'll do a nice, because I've already been on talking for quite some time, so we'll do a nice grounding, healing, sending light out to the world meditation, and do a quick protection at the end, because protection is so important, especially as our vibrational frequency is rising, as we are opening up to the light, because you know, there are entities everywhere, and you know, when we are like a beacon, you know, everything is attracted to the light, right? Everything. So, you know, if we're opening ourselves up, we need to be careful to close and protect ourselves. And also, you know, as we do raise our vibrational frequencies, and as we do that collectively as well, with this whole like ascension process that's happening on the planet, as we move to a higher vibrational frequency, as we move to a different dimension, essentially. I hope this is not new to you all, because it's quite an in-depth thing to explain, but as we do move into this higher frequency, you know, our empathic abilities get stronger, our psychic abilities, our telepathic abilities, all of these extrasensory perceptions, all of this junk DNA is activating. So all of our natural gifts, again, going back to that species with amnesia, we forget what we're capable of, right? But all of these gifts that we possess, all of these abilities that we have, they're getting turned on. Okay, they're getting activated. So we need to do the protection, to do the cleansing and the clearing, so we are not thinking other people's thoughts without realizing it. We're not feeling other people's emotions without realizing it. We're not feeding off the energy and the fear and the anxiety and anger of the collective without realizing it, because boy, there's a lot of that out there right now, and so much more, particularly with, you know, again, I'm going to say the darkness to light, the, you know, becoming aware of all the human trafficking and the pedophilia that's been going on with these, you know, the elites all over the world, Hollywood, all of that stuff, right? All of this is coming to light now, and it's, again, like I said, it's bringing stuff to the surface for all of us, perhaps from our own past trauma, past life trauma, ancestral trauma, whatever. You know, you want to make sure that you're not absorbing the emotions and everything, and it's hard not to feel, right, what these people are going through. Like, again, the explosion in Kuwait, you know, day before yesterday, you know, you see these pictures and it's horrific. And, you know, you see these images of China and what's going on in China with the concentration camps and all of that. And it's just heartbreaking. And it's like, so trying not to feel those emotions, right, and getting lost in those emotions. So that's why this cleansing and clearing, this protection is important. So we can radiate the light that we want to see, and we can really help, you know, raise the vibration of the planet. And again, going back to what I was talking about earlier, that's what we can do. That's the part that we can play. Don't feel helpless, because everything that we do to raise the vibration and to heal ourselves and raise our own vibration is having a massive, massive ripple effect throughout the collective consciousness. I was about to say throughout the matrix, right? Yeah, you can put it that way. Throughout the matrix, throughout the collective consciousness, throughout the collective. Okay, so that's what we aim to do here. That's what we do here every Thursday. So if you came for the meditation, thank you for sticking through all of this information and these knowledge drops I've done tonight. And I'll have to put in the description box, if you just want the meditation, jump forward to 53 minutes or whatever it is. Michelle's here, hello beautiful, and Bethan's here, hello Bethan, thank you so much for joining us. So just have a little drink, again, important to keep your vibration high, and start to settle into your meditation position. Thank you for all the hearts. Thank you for all the hearts. I love you. I love you so much. Thank you so much for being here, guys. I'm stepping up. I've taken everything on board that people have been telling me about my purpose and what I need to do. So I'm hoping that this finds the ears that it's meant to find. So find yourself in a comfortable seat. Make sure your phone's on silent so it doesn't vibrate and scare you to death. Find yourself in a comfortable seat. It doesn't matter if you fall asleep, don't worry if you do, but get yourself comfortable, whether you're sitting on the bed like me, sitting in a chair, on the sofa, sitting on the floor. Just get yourself comfortable. And we're going to start to just check in with our breath. just checking in. So we're not going to change it. We're just going to become aware. Okay, become aware of how we're breathing. Are we breathing quite shallow, like little short, shallow breaths? Or actually, are we breathing from a bit lower down? Can you feel it in your belly? And just check in with that, because that really does have an impact on everything. So when you just acknowledge where that is, start to lengthen those breaths. Start to make them a bit deeper. If you can, making that out breath just a little bit longer than the in breath. If your eyes are still open, it might be a nice time now to just gently soften them, flutter those eyes closed. Using your out breath now to drop your shoulders down away from your ears. Soften the muscles around your eyes, across your forehead, your cheeks, your jaw, your tongue. Softening the palms of your hands, the soles of your feet. Relaxing more and more with every exhale. Just using the ebb and flow of your breath to keep you centered and to create spaciousness within you. Bringing your mind back to center. If it begins to wander off, just smile and acknowledge that, and just bring your focus back to your breathing, using your breath just to move your awareness around your body to let go of any tension that you may be holding on to. Sending your awareness to any areas where you may have discomfort, you may have tightness in your muscles, and just using your exhale to soften and relax that muscle, that tension, until you have sent your awareness around your whole body. From the top of your head to the tips of your toes. Just allowing any sounds to pass you by, to wash over you. Using your breath to help you create space within you. Becoming aware of the support that is underneath you, that upward movement of energy that is supporting you and holding you up. Whether that be your legs on the chair, or the bed, perhaps the sensation of the floor underneath your feet. And just send your awareness downwards. Imagining, if you like, roots traveling down into the earth. Imagining yourself with roots growing down into the mud, into the earth. Connecting with the earth below, the earth mother, Mother Nature. As your roots spread deep and wide, you feel that connection. You feel that connection growing and strengthening. You feel steadier. You feel safer. You feel secure. Like no matter how strong the wind or how strong the storm that blows through, you are deeply anchored and connected with the earth. As your roots spread out deep and wide through the layers of mud and clay, past all the organisms and life that live inside the soil, inside the earth. Feeling the vibrations of these beings. This life that is all around you. And with your next inhale, start to draw energy up through your roots, like a tree drawing nutrients up from the soil. Feel energy from Mother Earth, the Shakti energy, the divine feminine energy, the goddess energy that exists in all of us. See that traveling up through the roots and entering your body and filling you with light. Filling you with fiery passion, filling you with strength, courage, confidence, comfort. Feeling that unconditional love that Mother Earth has for all of her children. Feel it wash over you like a warm blanket. This loving warmth just filling your body from the tips of your toes, up your body down to the tips of your fingers, and up to the top of your head. You may be sitting a little bit taller in your chair, puffing your chest out with this confidence, this pride, this power. As you bring your awareness to your heart center. Perhaps placing your hands over it if you wish to help with that connection. Just breathing into this space. Feeling, imagining, visualizing, setting the intention that with every breath, your heart center expands. Glowing and growing brighter and clearer as the energy swirls and moves around in this vortex motion, as it opens up our heart, opens up our compassion, our empathy, our forgiveness, our unconditional love for ourselves and all others, as we acknowledge and honor and recognize the truth that we are all one consciousness. We are all one being, expressing itself in many human forms, to experience this reality through many different eyes. But when we remember and honor this connection, we see each and every one of our brothers and sisters with more understanding, with more compassion, we are able to forgive and release the energies, the judgments, the criticisms, the pain, and the hate that lowers our frequency and holds us in this pattern, this energy. As we open our hearts, see them filling with light, transmuting all of these things and more. As this light radiates out to the collective, as we connect with all of the souls across this world that are currently in prayer, that are currently in meditation, focusing on love, focusing on peace. We do our bit to raise the frequency of the entire collective. We set our souls free. It is through our hearts that we find our truth. Imagining now, once again, that image of the tree. But this time we are in our mind's eye raising our branches up towards the heavens as we become aware of a beautiful light cascading down upon us. We become aware of a light traveling down through our branches. A divine light from the heavens, either white or gold or silver. Imagining this beam of golden light washing over us from the divine, clearing and transmuting any low vibrational frequencies, any stagnant energies, any thought forms, attachments, any limiting beliefs or self-sabotaging thoughts. Imagine this gold light washing over us, clearing, cleansing, releasing each and every one of these things. Using our breath to keep us centered, to keep us present, to keep us in the now, as this divine light washes over us, raising our frequency. Burning away and releasing whatever needs to go. Seeing this light traveling down our branches to our heart center, where the energies of earth and heaven dance together in perfect harmony. The yin and the yang, and as this dance takes place in our heart, feel the unconditional joy and love wash over and around you. Smile. Sigh. As this energy radiates out from us into our surroundings, bringing peace and harmony to our bodies, to our homes, and to those that we love. Imagine the soul and the light of each and every one of us meditating here now, and those across the world like candles in the dark, lighting up the world. imagining now your heart center and seeing this light, this spinning wheel of light, just getting smaller and smaller so it stays within the parameters of your physical being. Using your breath, if you like, to help you with that visualization. Just once more, sending your awareness downwards to your root chakra, your root energy center. And downwards once again into the earth, your roots spreading deep and wide, holding you steady, helping you stand tall and strong. As you draw energy up once more, as you begin to now see yourself standing tall and proud, ready to connect with your true power, ready to connect with your true purpose, knowing you have the support of your ancestors, your angels, your spirit guides. As we all join forces, you feel a swell of pride in yourself and a swell of confidence and self-belief. As you begin to ask for, request, or envision a suit of armor being placed upon you, covering your feet, your legs up to your thighs, across your belly, your abdomen, your chest, up across your back, over your shoulders and down your arms. The most beautiful suit of armor, tailored to perfection, to help protect you from unwanted energies that may impact upon you physically, emotionally, spiritually. As an even more exquisite and beautiful cloak is placed around your shoulders as a second layer of protection. And thirdly, a final layer of protection placed around the outer edges of your auric field, like a bubble, like a force field, perhaps even like a disco ball, knowing that only energies of love, gratitude, healing, only energies that will benefit and raise your vibration can enter through this layer of protection. Everything else will be blocked, will bounce off, will be transmuted or sent to where they will be found most useful for the benefit of your highest good. Now we are going to finish today's practice, as always, with gratitude, placing your hands over your heart, thanking your teams of spiritual helpers, angelic supporters, your teammates for their assistance, their support. Expressing gratitude and thanks now to the Divine Mother and to the Divine Father. Expressing gratitude to all those beings of light across the earth, all the light workers and star seeds, all the healers, the change makers, the visionaries, all the truth tellers, the way showers, the trailblazers, helping to forge this new earth, helping to bring darkness to light, helping create a better future for humanity. Thank you to each and every soul who has connected here, and most importantly to yourself for showing up, for taking the time to dedicate to this practice, to your own healing, your own expansion, to help align you with your path for helping humanity. And we are going to finish by taking 3 long, slow, deep breaths. The biggest breaths you have taken all day. 1 for your mind, 1 for your body, and in your own time, 1 for your spirit. When you're ready, just start to become aware of your physical body. Once again, perhaps the chair, the bed, or the cushions underneath you. And just start to feel a bit of movement in your body. You may feel a little bit uncomfortable from sitting still for so long. Well done if you have been. Trooper, legend. So a little gentle sway might be nice. A nice overhead stretch. Shoulders up and back is a nice one. Neck rotations is a nice one. Wiggling fingers, wiggling toes, and grabbing a drink. Writing down your experiences if you feel so inclined to do so. Let me know how you're feeling. Give me some hearts if you're still with me. If you're still here with me, let me know that you're here. Let me know how you are going. Rachel says, hello Rachel. Rachel says, thank you, feeling relaxed and positive. I am so glad. I'm so glad. It's lovely to have you here. I'm so grateful for you being here. Janine, love you so much, beautiful. I love you too, Janine. Thank you. Thank you for being here. So, if you have enjoyed this experience, please invite your friends. We are here every week, 9 p.m. every Thursday. 9 p.m. every Thursday, without fail. We are here. So come and join, invite your friends, share this video with anyone you think may benefit from it. I have a monthly membership, of which there are three tiers. You can support me through Patreon for lots more meditations. We meet on Zoom pretty much every week. And we have a beautiful growing community through that, so if you're interested in that at all, check out the link above. Membership starts around £6 a month. And then I also have my other Facebook community, Centered, Aligned and Connected. It'd be lovely to have you over there. If you did benefit from this evening and you didn't want to join Patreon, but you wanted to make some form of energy exchange or donation, you can leave me a tip through PayPal. The link to that is above as well, but do not feel obliged. I know we're all in a similar situation at the moment, but if you've got a value from this and you feel like you wanted to exchange energy in some way, then you can give me a tip. That's whatever, but sharing with your friends and inviting people to join is a beautiful enough tip for me. So let's see. Oh, lots of lovely prayer hands. Let me see. I can't wait to tell you my experience. I saw so much tonight. Oh, I can't wait to hear it. That's amazing. Beautiful. Thank you for the prayer hands, hearts and flowers. Thank you, Tanya. Thank you, Bernie. I'm so glad you feel blessed. I do too, every time. Amanda says, that was so lovely. I grabbed my frankincense oil as we started. As we spread the light out, I saw loads of hands joining together. Not a sanitized glove in sight. Amen to that. Thank you, Holly. Thank you, Amanda. That is a beautiful thing to be shown. And Janine says, I need to draw everything, but I was with a Roman, then Mayan, then Druid. Then saw an eye, but not sure if it was Horus, then a golden peacock. Ooh, what's that all about? Well, that is interesting. It could be guides. It could be guides showing themselves to you. It could be past life incarnations being shown to you. What does it feel like when I say these words? The Eye of Horus, that's all about opening and seeing through the Maya, seeing the truth. Then a golden peacock. Well, peacocks are all about pride, right, and showing themselves and showing off, and the golden color is to do with spirituality. So this is you following the advice that you gave me and really shining your light and putting yourself out there. I haven't got my animal symbols book to hand, but you can go on Pinterest. I would say Google it, but don't Google it. Don't use Google. Don't support Google. Don't give Google any of your time or money. Search for DuckDuckGo or Pinterest. Pinterest is one of my favourite places to search for things. Have a little look in there. And have a look at what the peacock means. But the golden colour is all about the higher self, right? And the divine. Bernie says, feeling great. Thanks so much for the wisdom, guidance, enthusiasm, and antidote to snooker. You're welcome. Oh, I love that. I'm an antidote to snooker. Lots of love to you, Bernie. You beautiful soul. Absolutely beautiful beings. Shannon says, you answered my question already. Breathe and be aware of the bed beneath me in the mornings. Yeah, absolutely. It's always great to start the day with a prayer. I'm praying pretty much as soon as I realize I'm awake. Usually gratitude. Usually it's, you know, speaking to the angels, asking them to support my day, dedicating my day to them. More often than not, because I am just so in flow with Ho'oponopono, that I'm repeating pretty much as soon as I acknowledge I'm awake, as soon as I've like snoozed my alarm, I lie in bed like repeating those affirmations to myself. I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, and thank you. Normally as soon as I wake up, but having gratitude for my comfy bed, my warm bed, and the safety of the roof over my head, and what have you. You know, what a beautiful way to start the day. What a way to magnetize towards you experiences that you are grateful for. But yeah, breathe and be aware of the bed beneath you. Beautiful takeaway from that, Shannon. What are your biggest takeaways, guys? What are your biggest takeaways this evening? Nicola said, I found it so beneficial, especially after this week. Good. I'm really glad of that. That makes me feel really good to know that has helped you, Nicola. Ears are popping like crazy. Yay! Sending hugs to you too. Shannon says, so much light coming down today, now feeling much more grounded and right here, right now. I could feel and see all our light. That's beautiful. I'm so glad, Shannon. I really enjoyed this evening. Thank you so much, everyone. Janine says, prayers day and night. Thank you. Before my before my feet hit the ground. Amazing. That's so good. It's so important to start the day that way and end the day that way as well. Absolutely. If people are having trouble getting to sleep at night, again, because of, you know, thoughts running through their head, worries running through their head, prayers, affirmations, mantras, gratitude, these things really help put your energy in the right frequency. You know, breathing in love, breathing in peace, or breathing in love, breathing out peace even is a good one. As you breathe in love to heal yourself, you breathe out peace to harmonize the energies of the world, and we need that right now, so that's amazing. So Bernie says, take away grounding and light. Perfect. That's really wonderful. So thank you, everyone. Hope you enjoyed my little talk at the beginning of this evening. If you want to see me do more of those, talking about more of what comes through, you know, let me know. If there's any subjects you want me to talk about or want me to cover, I'm going to try and do more little videos, even if they're just kind of 15-20 minutes here and there. I really need to start sharing more of what Spirit is sharing with me, because they're sharing it with me for a reason, and it's not just for me, it's for everybody. So I really need to start doing that. Janine says, my takeaway is how powerful we are together. Yes, absolutely beautiful takeaway. Thank you, purple hearts, prayers and butterflies. Thank you, Amanda. Shannon says, I love you, Holly. Thank you so much for this. You're so very welcome. Remember, invite your friends along. Nicola says, takeaway, protection and gratitude. Definitely the talks, as there's so much going on out there. There is so much going on out there. There is so much going down there. And I think for some of us, I know there's a couple of people here that I've spoken to about this. It's like you can't look away from some of it, and you can almost become addicted to finding the truth, and addicted to looking at all what's going on. And I think sometimes we need to know that for our sanity and for our well-being, we need to step away sometimes to recharge and to heal ourselves and raise our vibration again, because once again, if we're focusing on the darkness all of the time, you know, we struggle to transmute that into light. So just take it a bit at a time. Don't get addicted to exposing the demons and the darkness too much, because it can mess with your inner peace, and it's not our life purpose. Not all of us have come here to look that darkness in the eye. Some of us have come here just to hold the light, and remember that. And you know, you may be a bit like me where you want to be in both camps, and that's fine as well, but notice when it's causing you to struggle to get grounded. Notice when you're struggling to find that inner peace and that calm in between. You know, there's so much to think about, there's so much to focus on, there's so much going on, but sometimes we just need to look within and focus on our light, and it's okay to do that. You have permission, you have my permission to step away from that, because what is it that Einstein said? You can't solve a problem with the same type of thinking that got you into it in the first place. Paraphrasing, but you know what I mean. So we need to ascend that and rise above that, and focus on the love, focus on the light, focus on being the change that we want to see in the world, and focus on seeing the world that we want to manifest. Okay, so I hope that you all have a beautiful, beautiful rest of your evening. If you're watching the replay, rest of your day, wherever you're watching from. And I look forward to connecting with you all soon. To everyone that's in my other Facebook group, please get sharing, please get posting questions, please let me know what videos you want to see me create, what meditations you want me to record. You know, I'm all in at helping create this new world and helping people through this transition. So let me know what you need, and I'm sure it will benefit others as well. So Shannon says, yes, we must renew ourselves. The flow of love and light is healing. It's healing, and it is strong. It is strong. The light is winning this war, and it is powerful. And each and every one of us have got powerful, powerful beings of light around us, supporting us, working with us, and they're becoming more and more evident, more and more visible, more and more tangible every single day, if we just take the time to give them our attention. So carve that time out, my friends. Dedicate yourself to your spiritual practice, even if it's just 10-15 minutes a day. Start with 5 minutes a day. Start with just a prayer in the mornings before you get out of bed, but watch how quickly your life changes. And I mean that. I really mean that. Don't take my word for it. Put it to the test. Janine says, trust the divine light will guide and protect, and the darkness exposes itself. Absolutely. No need for us to worry. Trust. Absolutely. Have faith. Have trust. I'm going to leave it there. Thank you, everyone. I love you so much, and I will speak to you soon. Take care. Sat Nam.